After the divorce, Sarah's life became very quiet. The house that once echoed with arguments, footsteps, and late-night conversations was now filled with stillness. At first, the silence felt like relief. There were no raised voices, no tense dinners, and no long nights of crying. But as weeks turned into months, the silence began to feel heavy, almost painful, like a reminder of everything she had lost. Every morning, Sarah woke up at 6. She followed the same routine she had built for herself after the separation. She made a cup of tea, stood by the kitchen window, and watched the streets slowly come to life. Children walked to school with backpacks on their shoulders. Neighbors rushed to work, holding coffee cups and checking their phones. Life moved forward for everyone else, but Sarah often felt as if she was standing still. She was 35 years old and worked as a librarian at a nearby school. The library was her safe place. Surrounded by books, she felt protected. Books never asked uncomfortable questions, never reminded her of her mistakes, and never judged her for her past. They listened quietly, just like she did. Her marriage to Daniel had ended 2 years earlier. It was not a dramatic ending. There was no cheating, no shouting match that finally broke everything apart. Instead, it ended slowly, painfully, through misunderstandings, silence, and emotional distance. They stopped talking about their feelings. They stopped listening. Small problems grew into large ones, and one day they realized they were living like strangers in the same house. Sarah often replayed those years in her mind. She wondered what she could have done differently. She blamed herself for not speaking up, for not fighting harder, for not understanding Daniel better. Even though the divorce was mutual, the guilt stayed with her like a shadow. At work, Sarah smiled politely and helped students find books. She laughed at small jokes and acted as if everything was normal. But inside, she felt empty. When colleagues talked about their families or weekend plans, Sarah felt a sharp pain in her chest. She usually made excuses and went home early, where no one could see her sadness. Evenings were the hardest. After dinner, she sat on the couch, scrolling through her phone or reading the same page of a book again and again without understanding it. Sometimes she thought about calling Daniel, just to hear his voice. But she never did. She knew that chapter of her life was closed, even if her heart was not ready to accept it. People around her often said kind but simple words. "You are strong. You will find someone better. Time heals everything." Sarah nodded and thanked them, but deep down, she was not sure. Time was passing, but the pain was still there, quietly waiting inside her. One afternoon, while organizing old books in the school library, Sarah found a worn-out novel hidden behind a shelf. As she opened it, a small piece of paper fell out. It was yellow with age, and someone had written a short sentence in neat handwriting: "Life always gives a second chance."